Hello again, week 2, day 5. I want to think with you and reflect about why we have to announce every learning steps in my method. Is it just torture, or does it make any sense? Well, the human beings have one big difference towards animals. They have a consciousness. They can recall things from the past, they can project things in the future and work on both of this on the actual screen of consciousness. It's like this screen, the desktop of a computer. And very closely connected with the consciousness is the language. So if we are able to announce what we do, we are on the highest level the human being can be. We are on the full conscious level. And for the quality of piano playing, I just want to have this and never less than this. If you don't speak clear, if you just mumble around, your consciousness is not clear on what you are doing. It's not really focused. On the film last day I was making mistakes. I was counting wrong, although I played right. This showed that my counting module, which is at the consciousness level, did not fully work, even if the rest worked. But I want to have it maximum consciousness level and maximum clearness, so I re-practice it until I can count it well as well. Yeah, it's like burning in the pottery. You have the clay, then you put a glazour. How is it called in English? The glaze upon it, and then you get the shiny, lucid surface which looks very good. This is how I want your music pieces to sound. So let's stick to speaking out aloud so that we get this maximum level of consciousness. And even if you're not used to it, just stick to it, go for it. Do it and you will have all the advantages which are connected to that. The next topic today is to talk about the piano. Our instrument, whatever you have now, if it's not a big concert grand, by the time you play better and better, you will have automatically the wish to get a bigger instrument with more beautiful sound, and you're looking around, and so the decision comes. It's a complex process. It's close to partnership like marrying, and many grand pianos are serving families for more than one generation. So it's worth working on that. About in the year 1700, Bartolomeo Cristofori in Italy, he was a builder of cembalos, of harpsichords, got the idea not to put a plucking device, plucking the chords of this piano, but he put a little leather hammer under the string, and you could hit the string soft and loud. In Italian this is piano and forte, and this is how the pianoforte has been invented. And he had a certain mechanic to push the hammer. The next evolution step came 1821, when Mr. Erard, Sébastien Erard in Paris, invented the double action, the double piano action, which I have here, which I'm going to demonstrate you. And this principle is genial, and it has not been topped since. Some factories put some little improvements, but they did not make the evolution step to a new technology. So you see here a total view of the action model. This is just one key and a one-to-one measure. So what happens here? The hammer is just this lever. You see there's a little roll under the hammer, which is being pushed by the other parts of the mechanic, of the action. So there's 1/5 about of the length of the hammer, 3, 4, 5. So when I push here at 10 miles per hour, the hammer will be pushed at about 50 miles per hour. So after the law of levers, this is a multiplication. Short lever and a long lever being pushed. And these two parts are the jack, the cold jack, and the, let's call it thighs. It's like thighs. When I press down the thighs and see what the jack does, when I push here, it just pushes the hammer to the cord. And why does the jack make this movement? There's a little resistance here, which can be adapted exactly on the millimeter, and it has to take the jack away from the hammer roll so that the hammer is not pressed to the cord like this. You see, the cord cannot swing, so the hammer must be released shortly before, so when it hits the cord it can be reflected, so the cord can then vibrate. That's the function of the jack. It's sort of the male part. Now comes the thighs, which can only lift the hammer softly. But if I make it faster, it doesn't have the power to push the hammer against the cord. I have to mention that when the hammer is pushed, it falls back on the catcher. This part is the catcher, and the catcher catches the hammer in a position higher than when it's down. And this is necessary when both parts, the jack and the thighs, work together. The hammer pushes, the hammer is catched, and when I make a minimum movement of release, the thighs lift the hammer softly up so that it's shortly under the string. And when I then make a little movement with the piano, I can repeat. Make a repetitive movement with just a very little movement of the key. With this secret, I can make repeated chords like a carpet with sound while the melody is flying over this carpet of sound. And I have these models for many years now, and I can recommend strongly for everybody to get one. You find it below at a link. Here I demonstrate to you what makes it possible, like in the Schubert impromptu. I'm here making the minimal movement. The chords are very soft and low, and the melody can just fly over it. So this is also why I want you to get, on long term, get a grand piano action at least, if not an acoustical grand piano, because it's a better biofeedback system. The upright pianos don't have this. The hammer is pulled back. It's not like so precise like by the gravity like in the grand piano action model. And let's think about it to get you the right instrument so that it will be more and more fun for you to play the piano. And the stage fright will be chased away. So, I want to bring you an example. I've brought, in many years, I've got a connection network of piano dealers. And whoever wants a piano, whatever brand and whatever model, if I activate these dealers, you will get a discount which is very hard to find. And one example is I had a dentist lady visiting my piano classes for 20 years. She knew that I often was helping people to get a good piano, and but she didn't ask me. She went to another factory and got a nice instrument, a high value, high class instrument. The price list said 72,000 euro. She got a discount of 6,000. Sounds good, does it? Okay, if she would have asked me, I would have activated my dealer. She would have got a discount of 18,000. That is triple as much. She could have booked 20 more piano classes, or made a world trip, a round trip through the globe, around the globe. Well, she made it this way and seemed to have forgotten what she knew. So I like to activate my dealers network, and wherever in the world you are, we can send the piano there. And I give you, in plus to the fantastic discount, I give you some more benefits. You can get a full recital of me in your house if you want to make a big party without fee. Just cover the expenses. Sorry. And then you also get a discount on the ergonomic piano bench, on the piano action model, and you get the fingering edition anyways. So this is a deal which is irresistible. Think about it. And since I have a lot to do making this arrangement, I want to have a little contract. So once you decide to get the piano over me, I want to have this, make this sure. And this is what I can offer you. Now go on practicing and let this fall into your mind, and see you later. Sorry for the disturbance.